Hello everyone again. Thank you for taking the time to be with us here today. My name is Nicholas and I'm a member of the Doxity team. And I'm happy to welcome you all to the presentation today on the Management of Innovation Mains by Sant'Anna di Pisa. We're very fortunate to be joined by Professor Roberto Barontini and his colleague Dr. Luca Lanetta, who will be giving us a unique insight into the classes, programs, and activities behind this master course. With that being said, I'd like to hand over to Professor Barontini. Enjoy the webinar, everyone.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening, and thank you very much for your time and your interest in Master Mains. My name is Roberto Barontini. I teach corporate finance in Scuola Superiore Sant'Anna di Pisa and also finance for innovation at University of Pisa. And you will see connected also Luca Lanetta. Luca Lanetta is the president of AMISA, is the Alumni Association of the Master Mains. And I decided to start my presentation with some photos, some pictures about the main buildings of Scuola Superiore Sant'Anna. It is located in the center of Pisa, in a very, very beautiful place. And also our classes are very, very close to this building, close to Maracco Square, in a very beautiful, beautiful place. But the most important thing of Scuola Superiore Sant'Anna, I think, are other characteristics. Maybe many of you don't know Sant'Anna. Sant'Anna is a public university institute, is a special institute for gifted students at the undergraduate level, and it is specialized in applied sciences. It's very young because it was born in 1987, so around 30 years ago. And it is a campus located in the center of Pisa, and its characteristic is the strong heavy interaction between students and the teachers. And it is also a research university, not only for teaching, but in particular for research. It obtained very, very impressive results during the last years. It is according to the Times Higher Education rankings, Sant'Anna is the first university in Italy, ranking around 150th position worldwide, 9th among young university and 3rd among small university. And also it is in the top 20 institution by citation according to the QS World University rankings, okay? And among its characteristics of Sant'Anna, I should mention also its strong focus on technology transfer. There are a lot of spin-off enterprises that was founded from the university research activity, and it has a very, very high ratio in terms of number of patents and also external financing from the European Union in particular. But I don't have too much time. I strongly suggest to have a look at Sant'Anna from its website. You can see the link there. And I could start talking about, very briefly, about the Institute of Management. The Institute of Management is one of the 6 institutes of Scuola Sant'Anna. It is specialized in 3 areas: innovation, that is the characteristic and the focus of Master Mains, sustainability and health. And among the training and the teaching activity, there are different courses at different levels. There are courses for undergraduate students within Sant'Anna. There is one course, master's course, Laurea Magistrale in Innovation Management, organized in collaboration with the University of Trento. And we also have 3 second-level master's courses, our master's course MAINS, another course in environmental management, JECA, and another one in health management. And we also have a PhD course in management. Okay, we also offer some training activity in collaboration with some firms. TIM is the most important telecom company in Italy, Acque, Enel, and many others also abroad and worldwide. You please have a look also at Sant'Anna activity, at Institute of Management activities from our website. You can see the link there. Okay, focusing on our master MAINS, Management of Innovation. It has a very, very long story because it was the first master program in Italy, founded in 1991, so it has close to 30 years. And during his history, it trained a lot of high potential managers like Luca Lanetta, for example, that now hold very important managerial position in very, very important companies in Italy and abroad. Its characteristics is that it is designed for a multidisciplinary class. On average, we have around 1/3 of our students coming from engineering courses, 1/3 from economics and management, and another third from different universities, political sciences, but also philosophy, mathematics, and so on. So we think that this characteristic of multidisciplinarity is a very important feature of our courses, because our students are absolutely encouraged to share their way of thinking with the colleague, and during the period they stay together, of course they could obtain very, very important new insight, not only from teachers, but also from their colleagues. And from next year, 2019, Master's MAINS will be taught entirely in English. Until today, it was a little bit off Italian and English, but we would like to open our master's course to international candidates. And so, of course, we are happy to make this new version of this historical master's course. And we also have a very, very strong relationship with our partner firms, as I will told you in a few minutes. And this strong interaction with our partner firms, I think, is a very, very important strength of our proposal. And don't also miss the opportunity, if you will get students of Master MAINS, to interact within Scuola Sant'Anna with many, many other activities. There are many seminars and different courses, and so this is a unique opportunity to open your perspectives. And there are also some events that could be very, very useful for our students. For example, I'm going to organize the Sant'Anna Job Fair, because also I'm in charge for the placement project within Scuola Superiore Sant'Anna. And in October, our students, also masters alumni, will meet many very important companies. During last year event, more than 50 top firms made a lot of interactions and with our students. So let's go directly to our program structure. There is the first part of the didactic phase starting from January until July. During this period, you will follow a lot of courses that here I summarize, included into 3 main areas: management, technology for business intelligence, and innovation management. So this is the first part is a little bit similar to an MBA course, because we would like to give a very, very broad competencies about management to all our students. But of course, every topic that is considered here is in particular analyzed from the perspective of innovation and the changing environment that comes from new technologies, and in particular to the digital new business models. Okay, the second part is related to data mining and artificial intelligence, about characteristics of extracting, okay, how we could extract the most important information from all available data. And so we have databases and business intelligence, big data and artificial intelligence, and data mining and machine learning. And also we have a third block of courses that will focus in particular on the problems related to the management of innovation, R&D management, business model innovation, change management, knowledge management, and so on. And the last part of our teaching phase is the Innovation Lab. This is a little bit particular activity run jointly with our partner firms, but I will talk about this activity in a few minutes. I would like to focus briefly on our partner companies, because as I told you before, I think that this strong relationship with our partner is very, very important for us and for our students. There are some firms that are part of the steering committee of the Master MAINS, and within the steering committee, firms help us to define the characteristics of the master program in terms of courses, topics, and so on. They also hold classes and participated to workshops. They participated to the Innovation Lab, and also they give a financial support to our students. And after that, at the end of the teaching phase, they recruit them, and they offer internship, and very, very often they employ them and give them a stable job. So these are currently the members of the steering committee. There are small and high-tech. Air Naval is the first one. This is a new entry. This is a startup firm working in the biotech sector, but there are also very large companies like IBM Engineering, Intesa Sanpaolo, and so on, working in very different sectors and performing different activities. So our students at the end of the course will have a very broad range of opportunities in terms of working activities. Okay. Of course, we also are strictly related to many firms. This is a list, not a complete list, but many firms like this one hosted our students for the internship at the end of the course, because many are taken in for the internship by our partners, members of the steering committee, but also we have a very, very large network of firms that, of course, are interested in hiring our students. And now I would like to talk about Innovation Lab. I already cited it many times. I think that Innovation Labs is a very, very important characteristic of Master MAINS, because it allows our students to work with the managers of our partner firms very, very closely, working on innovation projects. Okay, some teams are formed working on a specific topic and with a specific object that is proposed by our partner firms. And so this activity starts in March and goes on continuously and together with, we could say, traditional courses. And at the end of the didactic phase, at the mid of July, Innovation Lab, the results of Innovation Lab are presented through a new business model and a new perspective according to this new topic that are proposed by our partner firms. These are some examples of the innovation lab that are has been done during this year. You could see some general topics about big data, and after that, of course, each of these innovation lab is defined very in a specific way for each of them. So you see a quite general title, but of course there is a clear focus on a specific topic and a new business model that is developed within this in these groups. You can see smarter transportation, new services, health, energy, open data, also store of the future, so with commercial activity, shopping experience, and so on. There are very different topics, and each of them, I have to say that since usually I participate in one of these innovation lab each year, it's a very interesting, also from my point of view, and a stimulating perspective, because everyone could give new ideas, try to build a new business model together with the partner firms, and this is a very stimulating perspective, to say. And okay, let's go. The last part of my presentation is related to the recruiting events and the internship phase. Usually in April, our partner firms meet our students in order to propose the topics that should be carried on through the internship. The internship is compulsory in our master's course. It starts in September and it lasts usually at the end of December, but it could also be 6 months, and so automatically extended for 2 months. And during, of course, the internship, some specific topic is analyzed by the student, and at the end, the project work is discussed publicly, and it is the last part and the last event of our masters. I have to say that the placement track record of our course is very positive, because more than 90% of our students find very fast. Around 3 months after the graduation, 90% is included in our partner firms, or also other firms in our network. And now I have to say that many alumni hold very important managerial roles that, of course, Luca Lanetta we will consider in a few minutes. I have to say that it's very important, our relationship with MISA, because we made a lot of activities together. We organized a seminar, some services for our students, and so on. So it's a very important help for our students, because the ability to be included, the possibility to be included into an established network of students, I think has a great value for all our young students. And the admission process and the requirements that should be met in order to be our students are specified in our website. You can see all the rules and all the characteristics that you should consider before the application are included here on the Sant'Anna website. And first of all, you should hold a laurea specialistica or a laurea magistrale in Italy, or a master degree for a foreign university institution. So you should have a 5 years degree. And also you should be younger than 31 years. We decided to put this constraint in order to increase the possibility to interact, to be hired by our partner firms. And this is a special requirements that our partner firms stated. And after that, of course, we have to say that the students could apply even if the graduation is not exactly completed. It's necessary that every exam is passed, and the thesis should be discussed within the first 3 months of 2090. So even if you are not still, you have not the degree already, you could apply as well to our master's course. Okay, this is the deadline for the application. We have this year, this is a new procedure. We have 2 deadlines. One is for new non-European candidates, is the 8th of October, and there is also a second round of for the application coming from Italians and European Union candidates. The enrollment fee is 8,000 euro, but I have to say that usually we give grants to all our students. So on average, the fee is around 4,000 or 6,000. It depends on the total amount of resources that we could share among our students. And also we have to say that for Italian candidates, there is an important opportunities coming from INPS for the children of state employees. And so there are nine full grants for the participation of our master's course. Okay, that's almost all. And I would like to leave immediately the floor to Luca Lanetta in order to talk about his experience as an old student of Master MAINS. Thank you very much, Luca.
Thank you, Roberto, and thank you to all of you for being here. I think you gave us and to all the people a good overview of the value that our master can develop. I attended master 20 years ago, so such a long time, and what I learned is still useful for me during my daily work. So I think that the value is represented not only by technical aspects, but also considering the holistic approach that the master is able to transfer to his alumni. And now I'm the head of organizational development here in the Italian Railways company, and I'm in charge of organizational development and change management. I cover similar position in other companies in different sectors, such as Fiat, Italian Postal Services, or other multi-utility in the energy sector. And in all of these companies, believe me, what I learned was very useful for me, because if you learn how to look at the business processes, if you learn, and the MAINS master can enable you to look at the different needs of the different kind of business in a similar way. If you think that innovation is not an invention, but is a process, and that is a learning path for all the company. So if you think that, believe me, being a part of this master, you can learn how to be able to give a great support in big companies. Nowadays, innovation is no more innovative. Innovation is a part of the business processes. So let me say, from my HR perspective, because I'm in the HR department, the need for people with these competencies is increasing a lot. And this master represents the first Italian master in this area, and the best and the excellent one. So this is my personal view, my experience. And in the last year, I was involved also to give support, because this master gave me a lot. And 1 year ago, I decided to give back something, being the chair of the alumni. And what we want to do is to develop the network between people that attended the master and that are passionate about innovation. So we want to share among us, but also with other people, other managers, ideas on the trend topic about innovation, such as, of course, digital transformation, and everything goes around this area. In these slides, you can see some of the last 3 events we set up in the last year. More or less, we try to develop and to promote 3 events per year. And let me mention particularly the blockchain revolution. The last one we made in Microsoft House in Milano. It was a very important moment to promote a discussion among 20 managers coming from bank, coming from consultancy, but also start-upper, talking about this revolution that is not only a technological and technical revolution, but is a bigger revolution. And thanks to our training, thanks to the master, we are able to look at this phenomena in a good way, in the good way, from a different perspective at the same time. But as a network of alumni, we also promote opportunity to reinforce the career path, having opportunity to meet headhunters. You are looking at slides, you can see some of the most important headhunter from international point of view, such as Egon Zender. We during this year we promote with them assessment center and consultancy to speed up the career of the ex-alumni. So we try also in this way to support the network. But please, Roberto, if you can go on.
Absolutely.
Okay. But the best way we can do something for us is to promote the network between us. In the last 26 edition, 500 more or less alumni are part of our association, and the best way to develop competencies, having business opportunity and career opportunity, is to promote the network among these people. Here I mentioned just 4 of that. One is Giovanni, that now is a partner in Saudi Arabia for BCG, one of the biggest consultancy company. Chiara Cavallo is the chief strategy in GE Europe, and Silvia is the head of marketing in Lamborghini, and Chiara is the CEO of one of the betting company, with the betting company here in Italy. So just some example of people that are part of our association and that support us, giving with generosity some part of their time to promote the network, this think tank of innovation managers. So I wish you to be part of this network and to speed up more and more this network.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Luca.
Thank you.
Okay, this is the last chart. Federica Faldella, unfortunately, is ill today, so she could not be with us. She's the tutor of Master MAINS. And of course, you will have the opportunity also during next days to make any question. Of course, now I'm ready to answer to your question, of course, but also during next days, absolutely feel free to write to Federica, and also I will be available for any question, any doubt. Okay, thank you very much for your attention and your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Barontini and Dr. Lanetta, for your presentation and for being with us here today. This is now the time to start the Q&A section of the webinar. During your presentation, we've seen that we've had some great questions come through. We can start with the first question from Samara, who asks, what do you have about forest engineer, and you have some program for international students?
Sorry, what kind of engineering? Forest?
For a forest engineer. I think if Samara can please rewrite the question so it's a bit clearer and we can come back to that. And in the meantime, we move on to the next question. Can this master also be aimed at graduates in pharmacies, asks Benedetta Maria Russo.
Yes, absolutely. This is a multidisciplinary course, so there is no specific requirements in terms of the type of degree. Of course, the profile will be evaluated by the selection committee that is composed by professors, and in particular, is composed by delegates of our partners firms. So according to their perspective, but it is mainly related to your attitude and motivation, not necessary to the kind of study that you performed until now. So absolutely, of course, this could be considered, because if you studied, I don't know, philosophy, probably this topic could be more new than some other colleagues from economics, for example. And so the initial effort could be a little bit stronger, but of course, this is not impossible. And we have a very, very important example of absolutely wonderful performance of our students. For example, here, Giovanni Moscatelli, that now works in Boston Consulting Group, studied political science. So it is absolutely not a problem for us to admit some, we could say, straight path in terms of previous studies.
Fantastic. And it's interesting that you touched on political science and the background of Mr. Moscatelli, because we also have a question from Michele, who is also graduated in political science, yeah, and is graduating also in international relations. And he asks if you have any relationships with the international field, so opportunities with international companies.
Of course, many of our partner firms are international. Mm-hmm. So, of course, we don't have specific relationship with political institution, but our firms are corporations. Okay, but many, absolutely the majority of our corporations have some an important activity abroad. So absolutely, it's possible also to think about the internship phase in a foreign country. This is a new perspective, because it does not happen before. It did not happen before. But absolutely, we are open to go in this direction.
Fantastic. Paolo asks, Paolo declares that he's interested in the scholarship program and would like to know how can he apply.
Yes, for the IMPS program.
I believe so. He doesn't specify which one, but he.
Okay. There are two kinds of financial help, and one is related to our partner firms. So we have an amount of resources, and they will be given to our students according to the ranking in the admission valuation. And some students will receive a full grant, some a partial grant. So it will depend, of course, on the number of students and the amount of resources that will be available. Right now, we are talking about with two other firms that are going, probably, I hope, to become partners. So if they will decide soon to become our partners, of course, these resources will increase and we could give more money to our students. But the IMPS is another opportunity that is available only for Italians. If you are the son of an employee of the Italian, some public entity, schools and so on, you are able to apply for these specific rankings, and there is a full grant of 8,000 euro available for the winner of this competition. And of course, I suggest to consider this opportunity. You have to apply both to Master MAINS and to IMPS bundle of IMPS. Sorry, I lost the English word. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Samara would like to know, are the courses all taught on campus, or is there a part of the course which is online learning as well?
No, courses are typically on campus. We absolutely give the opportunity to the teacher to use also online learning instruments. But usually the course is full-time, and it's quite heavy because lesson starts at 9 in the morning, at last at 6 p.m. And so usually this is a face-to-face training activity. Okay, but of course, for some preliminary activities, teachers could be able, of course, could be free to use online instruments for their teaching. This is not common anyway, I have to say.
Perfect. Thank you for clearing that up. Tiago would like to know a little bit more about the enrollment process.
Yeah. So?
He would like to know about maybe to revisit the slides about cost and how it would be possible to, I suppose, if you have sponsors as well as scholarships.
Yeah. Okay. So. This is the slide that you we're considering? Is this one?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. So, as I told you, there is the first deadline on the 8th of October. At this stage, half of the class could be formed, okay? And the second part of the class will be related to the second deadline on the 6th of November. The procedure in terms of the admission is a little bit complex because we have a specific rankings from the IMSS, and this is one particular rankings. We will take the best 9 in terms of IMSS ranking, and they will be admitted without any fee to our course. The others will be merged after these two evaluations, these two deadlines, and the first in the ranking will receive probably a full exemption to the fees, and the other a partial grant. And this graduation, this ranking is decided absolutely jointly with our firms, because we think that is important that our firm makes a valuation that could be consistent with their behavior in terms of the employment behavior after the end of the course.
Fantastic. Pablo is wondering if there are opportunities to work in the electrical engineering area among the companies that you collaborate with?
I don't know exactly, because as you can see, Enel, for example, was one of our partners until some ago. Enel anyway took some of our students for the internship, and so we have also JESAM. This is another firm operating in this area, but it's difficult for me to tell you. We have not any guarantee about the opportunity in terms of employment, so we will see. Now, in this particular field, you don't see here any partner members of the steering committee directly working in this area. Okay, but of course there are many opportunities interacting with the firms in our network.
I imagine also the job fair is an excellent opportunity for students to connect.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
So if you have time, please also go and visit the section on the Sant'Anna website related to the job fair, so you will see also what kind of firm usually interact with us.
Perfect. Julia would like to know what level of proficiency in English is required to be admitted to the course. Do you need a TOEFL exam or anything of the equivalent?
No, this is not required any specific certification. Of course, if you have one, this is absolutely good, fine, and it will be evaluated. But you will make an interview with our English lecture. So, of course, I think with an interview, you will, of course, absolutely solve this problem.
Okay, perfect. We're coming down now to the final questions I see. So if anyone else has any more questions they would like to add for Professor Barontini or Dr. Lanetta. Guilherme would like to know if the English is taught, if the course is taught only in English, or if you have any Italian options as well.
No, until today, courses were partially in English and partially in Italian. And from the next year, the courses will be taught 100% in English. Of course, if you know Italian, could be nice, in particular for the interaction with our partner firms. But absolutely, also within innovation labs, we will use the English language 100%. So absolutely, this is not a problem.
Perfect. Cristiano actually wrote a question in Portuguese, so I'm going to do my best to interpret and translate it. I believe he is asking if they have any opportunities for exchange programs with Sant'Anna di Pisa.
What kind of exchange program? Because
oh, unfortunately, Cristiano doesn't specify. If we have enough time, Cristiano, if you would like to...
Okay, we could interact directly. You can, of course, write an email and we could interact directly, yes, if you like. Absolutely.
Perfect.
Usually within I could simply add that within Master MAINS, when you are running the course, it probably is you have not time to make other things. Okay, so the time schedule is very tough. There are many activities. There is the internship starting in September, so there is no room for other kind of interaction with institution and so on. But at the end of the course, of course, yes. But during these 12 months, I think it's not so easy to make other things.
Fantastic. We have another question from George, who asks, is it open to all nationalities?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. There you are, George. I don't see any more questions that have come in. I think one has come in by Philippe. A lot of these questions, of course, Professor Barontini has already answered. So okay. I believe you will be receiving information from us later on, which summarizes everything that was said over here during this webinar. Do we have, I think we have time for a few last questions.
Okay, I could simply add that, okay, I tried to run a little bit because I was fear about taking too much time, but of course I will be available for any doubt and question during the next days with Federica in particular. So absolutely feel free to contact us, and we will be happy to answer to your questions.
Okay, then we think we have one question that's come in. Yes, Edson, we've already discussed the enrollment procedure, and we've already stated that it is open for all nationalities. I'm sure that if you go onto the Sant'Anna di Pisa website, you will have all the relevant information that's needed for you to submit your application.
Absolutely. I could also add that, of course, in terms of practical living, and in order to manage your stay in Pisa, we could give you some support in terms of lodging, in terms of absolutely feel free to interact with us. And if you come from abroad in particular, or from some places far from Pisa, we will be absolutely happy to help you in order to arrange the best accommodation for you. I could add one thing that could be important in terms of the admission procedure. We are considering a online procedure in order to interact with you, with the applicants. And so probably it will be requested a short video in order to present yourself, and after that you will interact in the selection procedure with teachers of Sant'Anna, of course, and also managers of our partner firms that will be connected I don't know if through WebEx or other, we have to decide in particular what kind of technical instrument will be used, but it will not necessary to be here in Pisa for the selection process. Okay, so if you are in Tuscany or close to Pisa, or you like to come and see Scuola Sant'Anna, absolutely, we will be happy to meet you personally. Okay, but also for a person living abroad, and also for a person living quite far from Pisa, this online procedure will be available.
Fantastic. Michele asks, when is the exact start date for the course? And would it be possible to skip a few days at the beginning if necessary?
Absolutely. The starting date will be, I don't have the calendar right now with me. It could be something around the 12th or 13th of January. And the end of the teaching phase will be at mid of July. Of course, you will be allowed to miss some lessons through the different months. Of course, there are some quite specific requirements, because within each course you are allowed to miss a quite limited number of lessons. If you have some problem, you get ill, for example, of course you will arrange with the teacher a different procedure in order to obtain your credit and pass the exam, okay? Because at the end of each course is necessary to make an examination in order to obtain the credits. And if you miss too much lesson, of course, some specific procedure will be considered, will be arranged. But if you lose some lesson, a few lesson, of course, this is not a problem.
Fantastic. I see that there's a few more questions that have come in, but a lot of them are touching on topics that we have already discussed at length. I'd like to take this opportunity to remind everyone that you should be getting an email with today's presentation. So again, if you missed any of the answers, or you had any questions that were relevant that were in this video, of course, you will have a chance to revisit that. So keep your eyes peeled on your inbox for when that information arrives. You're also, of course, very welcome to contact Professor Barantini if you have any additional inquiries for the course. And if there are no further questions, I believe that then this concludes today's webinar. I'd like to take this opportunity again to thank Professor Barantini and Dr. Luca Lanetta for being here and giving us their time to present this course. And that's everything from us over here at Doc City. Have a great afternoon or evening, wherever you're joining us from, and we'll see you soon.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much, and I hope to see you in Pisa. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. See you.
Bye.